The envelope never arrived. The mailbox held coupons and silence, and my name felt heavy in my mouth as I said it once. To no one. I opened my phone and pulled up the family thread. Photos of Aurora's ring filled the screen, all light and angles, all hands touching her hand like it was a small sun. I pressed call. Eleanor picked up on the third ring, her breath already arranged. "Serena, I'm in the middle of something." I checked the mail. I said. There was nothing for me. Her pause measured me. "Sweetheart, the guest list is complicated. I am not complicated." I said, "I am your daughter." "You are intense," she answered. "You strain a room without trying." "I show up," I said. "I listen. I pay attention." "You correct?" she said. "You linger on edges no one else sees. It unsettles people. It tells the truth," I said. "The truth is not always helpful at a wedding," she said. "It's better if you don't come." My fingers tightened around the phone. "Better for who?" "For everyone," she said. "For Aurora. For our families. For you. For me," I said. "Being absent does not heal." "For you," she said. "Absence prevents harm." I stood by the sink, the faucet a thin line of shine. "Say it clearly. You would ruin the atmosphere," she said, almost kind. "You always have. Serena, you know this." Heat moved up my neck, then cooled. "I was 12, I said, and I missed a note on the piano. And you cried," she said, "in front of guests." "I was 12, I repeated. "You were visible," she said. "It is different." "I am still visible," I said. "Exactly," she answered. "And Aurora needs ease." "Aurora needs her sister," I said. "Aurora needs quiet," she said. "You do not bring quiet." I breathed in through my nose. "Send me the date," I said. "I will not come and I will not make noise, but send me the date." "That is not necessary," she said. "We have it handled. You have me handled," I said. "Do not be dramatic," she said. "This is about harmony." "Harmony," I said, "requires more than a smile." "Harmony," she said, "requires agreement." "I cannot agree to erasing myself," I said. "You are not being erased," she said. "You are being protected." "By being excluded," I said. "By being spared," she said. I heard a door open on her end, a chorus of voices. Aurora's laugh held up like glass. Eleanor's tone softened, the way she speaks to polished silver. "Serena, please be mature about this. Maturity without dignity is compliance," I said. She exhaled. "I knew you would make this difficult." "I am telling you how it feels," I said. "You are telling me how I look." She said, "Let us not do this now." "You already did it," I said. A beat of silence. Then her final cut. "We love you. You will understand when it is over." The call ended. The room returned. Messages bloomed on the thread fittings. Menus, a list of names that looped like a crown. I typed, "I am happy for you, Aurora," then erased it. Then typed, "I hope it is gentle," then erased that too. My reflection sat in the black glass of the phone, a faint outline that came and went with the screen's small light. The phone buzzed again. A private text from Aurora. "Do not take it personal," she wrote. "The vibe is delicate and Mom is nervous." "I hear you," I wrote back. "She wants this perfect." Aurora wrote, "No pressure on anyone, just smooth." "I am smooth." I wrote, "You bring gravity." She wrote, "It is different." "I bring loyalty." I wrote. She sent a heart. Then another photo of her dress from the side. Then nothing. I set the phone down and held the counter with both hands. The old piano note rose in my ears. The one that slipped. The one that dragged my face open in front of strangers. Eleanor had pressed 2 fingers to my shoulder. Gentle as a pin. "Smile, dear. Do not ruin the mood." I turned off the kitchen light and watched the room flatten into dark. In the dark, there was no camera flash, no ring catching a chandelier, No careful voice shaping me at the edges, only the small sound of my own breath, steady, like something practicing for a longer run. The phone lit once more on the counter. A calendar alert asked to add Aurora's wedding day. I swiped it away and opened a blank note. I typed my name, then the date, then nothing else. The cursor blinked, patient, like a metronome set to a tempo I finally chose. The next morning, I drove to my parents' house. The lawn looked rehearsed, every blade upright, every flower timed. Through the front window, I saw Eleanor arranging tulips in the same silver vase she used for every celebration. Aurora sat at the table, glowing beneath her ring light, talking about lace and lighting. I opened the door without knocking. The air changed, tight and polite. "Serena," Eleanor said, her voice wrapped in linen. "You should have called first. I thought family didn't need appointments," I said. Aurora turned, startled but smiling. "You heard the news I did," I said. "I also heard I'm not on the list." Eleanor's hand stilled above the tulips. "We've talked about this." "No," I said. "You talked." I listened. Aurora stood, trying for calm. "It's not about you." "Everything that erases me somehow isn't," I said. Eleanor lowered her voice. "You are making a scene in your sister's moment." "I'm making a point," I said. "Those are different." Aurora crossed her arms. "Mom just wants peace. You always bring tension." "Tension," I said. "Is honesty without makeup?" Martin stepped from the hallway, adjusting his cufflinks like armor. "Let's not start this again. We never stopped," I said. Eleanor's tone sharpened. "Serena, please. We've come so far since the piano recital. I missed one note." I said. "You cried in front of 20 guests." She said. "People remember. They remember your discomfort, not my song." I said. Aurora sighed. "This is why Mom's right. You overthink everything. Someone has to think," I said. Martin set his cup down. "Your sister's wedding is in Venice. There are limits, seating, budgets. I would have paid for my own seat," I said. Eleanor smiled thinly. "It's not about money. It never is," I said, "until it is." Aurora looked at me, softening a little. "You could still send a gift, something simple." "I already gave enough," I said. "What did you give?" she asked. My silence. I said. Eleanor turned back to the flowers. "You should go now." "Serena." "I will," I said. "I just wanted to see the faces of people who practice love like choreography." Aurora flinched. "That's cruel. Truth usually is," I said. No one stopped me as I left. The last thing I heard was Eleanor whispering, low but clear smile. "Dear, someone might be watching." 3 days passed before I drove back again. I told myself it was an errand, but I ended up on the same street, the one that never needed directions. The windows of the house glowed soft and warm, and voices spilled through them like a rehearsal I was never meant to join. Through the open curtains, I saw Eleanor standing near the table, arranging place cards. Aurora twirled in a new dress, the hem brushing the floor. Martin laughed at something I couldn't hear. Their shapes moved easily together. A choreography I'd forgotten. I stayed in the car with the engine off. The air smelled like rain and detergent. My phone buzzed with a message from Isla, my friend from work. Dinner later, I typed maybe and watched Aurora step closer to Eleanor, showing her the screen of her phone. They laughed, a small, synchronized smile. I lowered the window an inch. My name didn't come up. It never did. The front door opened suddenly. Eleanor stepped out, holding a box wrapped in ivory paper. She spoke over her shoulder. "Careful with that seating chart. Serena's name doesn't belong there." My hands clenched around the steering wheel. The words weren't loud, but they were clean, deliberate. I started the car, then stopped again. Through the windshield, Eleanor's reflection crossed the glass. She didn't see me. She placed the box into a delivery van, exchanged pleasantries with the driver, and went back inside. The door closed gently, like an apology to the air. When I got home, the apartment felt too quiet. The voicemail light blinked on my phone. Aurora's voice floated out, bright and practiced. "Hey, Serena, just checking if you're okay. Mom said you stopped by again. She's worried you're upset." "Don't be." "Okay, it's just logistics. There's limited seating and Luca's family is huge. Venice isn't exactly around the corner." She laughed once, small and safe. "Anyway, we love you. I'll send pictures after the ceremony. Maybe you can post something supportive people notice when you don't." The message ended with a chime. I stood there until the silence grew edges. I opened my laptop and found the family group chat still active. Photos flooded the screen. Aurora at a cake tasting, Eleanor smiling beside a florist, Martin shaking hands with someone labeled Luca's father. Each picture looked staged. Everyone turned toward a light I couldn't see. I typed a single line, "Have a beautiful wedding." Then I deleted it. Another notification blinked. New group created, wedding week. I wasn't added. A cousin accidentally forwarded a screenshot later that night. The chat scrolled with plans: brunch, spa appointments, jokes about how quiet the ceremony would be without me. My throat tightened, but no sound came. I set the phone down, faced the blank wall, and whispered, "So quiet it echoes." The screen lit again. A private message from Eleanor. "Sweetheart, please don't take things personally. This week is sensitive. You understand." I wrote back, "I understand perfectly." Then muted the chat. The phone stopped buzzing. The apartment exhaled. Outside, thunder rolled once, slow and distant, like something remembering my name but choosing not to say it. That night, I couldn't sleep. The apartment hummed with the sound of the refrigerator, small and steady, the only rhythm left. My phone blinked again, another picture of Aurora in Venice, her face turned toward the canal. The caption read, "Family forever." I stared at the word family until it blurred. Then I opened a new note and wrote, "They erased me. So I'll rewrite myself." The next morning, Isla found me at the office pantry, stirring coffee that had gone cold. She leaned against the counter, studying me. "You look like someone rehearsing an argument," she said. "I already lost it." I said, "They won by pretending I'm invisible." Isla crossed her arms. Eleanor again. She says, "I ruin the atmosphere." I said, as if silence has a sound, "She wants control, not peace." Isla said, "I'm tired of fighting definitions." I said, "Then stop fighting theirs." She said, "Build your own." I looked up. "You mean revenge, I mean reinvention," she said. "There's a difference. One burns, the other builds." The words hit clean, almost kind. Reinvention. I repeated. Isla nodded. "You always work miracles for other people's campaigns. Maybe it's time to run one for yourself." Later that night, Rowan called. His voice was soft, the kind that waited before assuming. "Your mother called me," he said. My hand froze. "She what?" "She wanted to make sure I keep you calm." He said, "She thinks I'm a leash." "You're not." I said. "I know," he said. "But maybe she should see that too." I sat by the window, tracing circles on the fogged glass. "I'm done proving," I said. "Then what now?" he asked. "I'll stop explaining," I said, "and start creating." Rowan was quiet for a beat. "Good," he said finally, "because the best revenge stories aren't about revenge. They're about evolution." I smiled for the first time that week. "Then let's evolve." Rowan arrived with a folder and a look that meant action. "If we do this," he said, "we keep it clean. No leaks, no grandstanding. I want precision." I said, "I want meaning." "Then we call Alana." He said, "She owes me from a documentary shoot that ate her weekend." He dialed on speaker. Alana's voice came fast, efficient. "You two planning a wedding or a revolution?" "Both," I said. "I like both," she said. "What do you need? A ceremony by the water?" I said. Small in person, large online. Every view triggers a donation for education. Alana whistled. You're not easing into this. I'm done easing, I said. Timeline, she asked. 2 months after my sister's wedding. I said. That's thin ice, she said. I can skate it, but I need your commitment. You have it. I said. After the call. Rowan opened his laptop. Designer next. You trust Celine. She believes clothes carry story, I said. That will matter. We called Celine Marchand in Paris. She answered from a studio full of fabric and impatience. Serena, I heard a whisper. She said, tell me the truth or tell me nothing. The truth, I said. I was uninvited from my family's perfect party. I will build my own, and it will lift someone other than me. Celine paused, then softened. Good. What do you want to feel when you move free? I said. Grounded, seen without shouting. Color ocean at first light. I said. Pearls like constellations. Celine smiled into the line. I will send sketches in 48 hours. You will not cry in fittings. You will breathe. I can promise breath, I said. Rowan typed notes. PR. I frowned. I will not sell my pain. We will frame your purpose, he said. No pity, just clarity. He called Marco, a Milan PR lead who preferred causes over scandals. Marco, Rowan said. This is Serena. Serena, Marco said. Rowan tells me you hate noise but love truth. I want the stream to serve the charity. I said. My name does not lead. The mission does. Understood, Marco said. We target outlets that respect intent. No tabloids. We brief one trusted journalist under embargo, then let the work speak. Keep my family out of your notes. I said. They do not exist to me, he said. When the line clicked off, Isla texted, I booked the domain and secured the donation platform. Transparent fees, weekly reports, no surprises. I called her. Are you sure about their integrity? I grilled their director. She said. You want a second call? Yes, I said. Minutes later, Mizat Rivera from the foundation joined. Her voice carried wear and hope. We fund classrooms where there are only roofs. We turn roofs into schools. I want the audience to see where the money goes, I said. Not someday. Now. We can route a portion to live projects with real-time updates, she said. We show totals and sites on screen. Done, I said. Rowan watched me. You look like yourself again. I sound like myself, I said. Alana pinged back with venue options. I can lock the license if you sign today. She wrote, but we'll need a deposit. I will cover it, I said. Rowan raised an eyebrow. Are you sure I have savings? I said. They were for a life I could stand to live. We signed. Alana called within minutes. We're live, she said. I'll build a skeleton crew that keeps cameras human. No crane arms swooping like spectacle. People, not spectacle. I said. Celine sent first sketches the next evening. When I opened the file, the bodice curved like water learning to hold itself. The train suggested tide, not weight. She called before I could speak. You will not disappear in this, she said. You will appear. I want to appear for more than one day, I said. Then we design for movement, not worship. She said, movement is honest. Marco followed with a press grid a short list of outlets, a single anchor story focused on the charity, and a draft statement that named purpose and nothing else. He added one line at the bottom. If anyone asks about your family, we answer with silence and redirect to the mission. Keep that line, I said. Rowan shut his laptop. There's one more thing, he said. Eleanor called me again. My chest tightened. She does not have my number for this. She wanted me to tell you to be careful with attention, he said. She thinks it stains. It only stains when it is empty. I said. Do you want me to block her? He asked. No, I said. I want her to watch. He nodded once. Then we build something worth watching for the right reason. Alana rang back late, breathless. We have a problem. A stylist's intern tried to snap a behind-the-scenes photo. I stopped it, But curiosity is in the room. Curiosity can stay, I said. Leaks cannot. I'll tighten the circle, she said. Anyone breaks trust. They're out. Thank you, I said. Rowan leaned on the counter beside me. We start filming the pledge reel tomorrow. Short, direct. Your voice. I will not plead, I said. I will invite. Write it tonight, he said. Cut to 60 seconds. I opened a blank document and typed the first line aloud. To every child who sits at the back and learns how to disappear. Today we move your desk to the front. Rowan smiled. Small and proud. Keep going, he said. I did. And when the words were ready, I hit send. It started with a message from Alana before sunrise. Someone leaked a teaser. A fashion blogger posted a photo of the gown sketch and used the tag, The Coastal Bride. I called her instantly. How bad, not catastrophic. She said, no names yet. But people are guessing. Your designer's aesthetic is distinctive. They'll connect dots fast. Pull everything offline, I said. I did, she said. But the internet doesn't forget. By noon, my phone was a storm. Emails from journalists, requests for confirmation, even one from a charity outlet, asking if they could link to the stream in advance. Rowan watched me scroll. Quiet but alert. This is the price of brilliance, he said. People notice. I wanted purpose, not spectacle. I said, You built light, he said. You can't choose who sees it. Before I could answer, the screen flashed again. Eleanor Vale. I didn't hesitate. Mother. Her voice came sharp and urgent. Tell me this nonsense online isn't you. Which nonsense, I said. This coastal bride idiocy, she said. People are whispering, someone sent me a link. Are you trying to humiliate us? I'm not trying anything, I said. I'm building something. On the internet, she said. For strangers, for children. I said, for schools. You think the world cares about your pity show? I don't need them to care. I said, I need them to see. She exhaled hard. You never listen. You always chase meaning like it owes you something. You're going to make us look small. I don't have to make you look small, I said. You do that by standing over everyone. Her tone trembled for the first time. Serena, stop this before it gets worse. I already stopped. I said, the moment you told me not to come. This isn't strength, she said. This is pride. It's ownership, I said. Of my story. You think I don't love you? She asked. I think you love how I look in your frame, I said, and I stepped out. The line went silent. I could hear her breath thin, then steady. You're breaking everything, she said softly. I'm fixing what was broken, I said. She hung up. Rowan leaned against the counter. You okay? She's scared, I said. She's losing control. He said. Same thing. I said. The phone buzzed again, messages, articles, fragments of speculation. Alana texted, We can't stop the spread, but we can steer it. I replied. Then steer it toward truth. Rowan looked at me. So, we keep going. Yes, I said. And if they watch, they'll finally see what silence built. Alana counted down in my earpiece. We're live in 10. Audio clean, chat enabled, donations ready. Rowan stood beside me, steady and close. Breathe, he said. I am, I said. Keep cameras human, no flying tricks, human, he said. Always, Ms. Rivera from the foundation joined on a sideline. We'll push real-time totals every few minutes, she said. A classroom in Oaxaca just went online to thank donors. Patch them when the vows end, I said. Not before, Alana whispered. 3, 2, 1. We're live. Marco's voice arrived from Milan, cool and focused. Serena. Anchors are holding off on names. People are watching for story, not gossip. Rowan offered his hand. I took it and stepped forward. A small group of guests rose. Isla lifted her phone, then slipped it away, choosing eyes over screen. Give them truth, she said. I nodded and looked into the main lens. Welcome, I said. If you are here, you chose to see rather than scroll past. Every view funds books, teachers, roofs that become schools. We built this day so something larger could stand. Alana signaled with 2 fingers. Donations live, she said. A counter appeared on the monitor. $10, $30, $100, $1,000. My chest eased without softening. Rowan turned to me. Ready for vows, he asked. Ready, I said. He spoke first. You taught me quiet is not absence, he said. It is attention. I promise to listen until your silences are full. I answered. You stood still when I was being erased. I said, I promise to stand with you when standing draws fire. A chime sounded in our ears. Alana hushed. Anonymous donor, $25,000. Repeat, $25,000. Marco cut in. One paper is asking if this is a statement to your family, he said. It is a statement to children, I said. Feed them that line and nothing else. He exhaled. Done. Across an invisible ocean, a phone vibrated in a house that felt familiar. Eleanor texted a single sentence to my screen. Stop this. It's too much. I let the notification fade. I lifted the mic again. To every child who learned how to disappear, I said, today we move your desk to the front. A new chime sounded. Ms. Rivera spoke through static and conviction. We have crossed $200,000, she said. A school in Kerala can complete a library now. Rowan squeezed my hand once. This is working, he said. It is necessary, I said. Alana counted me down for a short address. I stepped closer to the lens. I was told I ruin atmospheres, I said. Today I choose an atmosphere worth ruining, not with noise, but with witness. The donation counter climbed again. 50,000 added in increments that looked like a heartbeat. Marco returned. A major morning show wants a clip, he said. No commentary, just the line about desks. Give it, I said. Keep my surname off it. From the corner, Isla raised a thumb, then mouthed, keep going. Alana cued a remote window. A teacher and a circle of children appeared, pixelated but bright. Ms. Rivera introduced them. This is Ms. Alvarez and her students, she said. They want to say thank you. A small voice filled the feed. We see you, the child said. We see books coming. I felt my throat catch and did not let it close. We see you too, I said. Another message blinked on my screen. This one from an unknown number that was not unknown. This is Pride. Serena. Please stop. I typed one sentence back. This is Purpose. Mother. I set the phone face down. Rowan leaned in. Final line, he said softly. Say it the way you wrote it. I looked at the people in front of me, then at the lens holding thousands more. We're not here for spectacle, I said. We're here for change you can count, Alana whispered. 3 more minutes, then cut to pledge reel, Marco added. Press still behaving. Miss Rivera said, totals at 390. Push the classroom map. I said, let them watch funds move. The screen beside us filled with pins that turned from gray to blue. Cities woke up, villages lit. The counter passed 400 with a bell that sounded like a door opening. Isla stepped close and hugged me quick, practical and fierce. You did this, she said. I did not do it alone, I said. From the side. Alana lifted a hand. Last cue, she said. We close in 10 seconds. Rowan slid the ring onto my finger. I slid his onto his. No one said forever. We said ready. Alana's voice softened. And we're out, she said. Stream holds for the pledge reel. I pulled the mic from my collar. The crew began to move, quiet and efficient. My phone buzzed again. A photo arrived from a living room I knew by heart. A television paused on my face. The donation counter blazing. A hand half in the frame like someone reaching without deciding to touch. A second text followed. You looked beautiful. I looked at the words until they steadied. Rowan kissed my temple. How do you feel, he asked. Seen, I said. and not for the reason they expected. The video crossed 10 million views before midnight. Headlines called it a modern parable of grace. I ignored them until Isla appeared at my door, holding coffee and her phone. Your mother posted a public apology. She said, "It's everywhere." I took the phone. Eleanor's words sat beneath a still of my face. "We should have celebrated her all along." Rowan read over my shoulder. "You want to respond, no," I said. Let her speak into her own silence. He touched my hand. "You rewrote everything. I only stopped editing myself." I said, "Later." Aurora called. Her voice trembled. "They're overwhelmed," she said. "Dad's embarrassed. Mom won't leave the house. They'll recover," I said. "You really changed the story." She said, "Everyone's talking about you." I didn't want to be talked about. I said, "I know," she said. "That's what makes it different." We fell quiet. She whispered, "You looked free." After the call, Rowan left for a meeting. I sat alone until another knock came. When I opened the door, no one was there, only a white envelope on the mat. Inside was a note in Eleanor's handwriting. We watched again. You smiled like someone we forgot to know. I hope one day we'll see that smile in person. I folded the paper and placed it under my planner, between the words I had written months ago. They erased me, so I'll rewrite myself. Before dawn. I walked to the beach. The tide reached my feet, cold but steady. I looked back once, my footprints stretched behind me, faint and uneven. The next wave came and took them all. Rowan's voice carried from the dunes. "Ready to go home I already am," I said.